Hey YouTube, it's me. I mean, hey man, you guys already know. You already know. You already know who I am. The spotlight is not on me today though. Alright? I'm enough of the light skin on YouTube. Alright, we're going to the next side. We got one of our own life changers. We got Percy in the building. And give a little at home, give a little clap. Give a little. Hey man.
That's something else.
We're trying to live it up. Hey, but first of all, tell them about yourself. Like, tell them who you are.
Who am I?
Yeah, yo.
Well, my name is Percy. I'm going for it. Obviously, I'm a member of LCC, Life Changers Church. Big up LCC. What I do here basically is I'm part of like the greeting team, as well as the media team. So I do put some of the flyers together, and I do the email newsletters as well. But outside of that, what I do is I'm an artist. But I call myself a multidisciplinary artist, which involves dancing. This was my first love. Dancing and art, visual arts.
Yeah.
Two of my first loves. And then modeling and acting as well.
Okay. Hey, I was trying to model a little bit too, you feel me?
Bro, I told you to get into it.
I have to find, I gotta talk to you later.
Yeah,
that's
definitely a conversation.
For sure, but so with all that, what's your testimony? How'd you find God?
How did I find God? First there was 2 times I found God.
Interesting.
Yeah, the first time when I was 17. I was rolling with my boys, and one of my boys started going to church, right? And whenever you run with a squad, sometimes you just do what the other man does. Just do. So he invited me to church. He's like, yo, bro, I just found this church, like we should go. I'm like, okay. At first I was kind of hesitant. I'm like, okay. I don't really know church that much. I mean, I go to a Catholic church on the weekends, but like that's Catholic. No shade to Catholic churches, but like
different. It's different.
It's just different, But yeah, he invited me to this Christian church, and I was like, okay. Cause since he was my boy, I was just like, you know what? I roll with you. I respect you. So anything that you're on, like I believe it's a good thing. So yeah, I went with him, and like I just saw the atmosphere. The atmosphere just felt different to me, and I was just like, you know what? This is a really nice place, and it kind of gives you confidence within yourself as well, because just being at that age, 17 years old,
for sure.
For me, I needed that type of confidence. So at the end of the service, the pastor said, if there's anyone in the room, you know how it goes. If there's anyone in the room who wants to give their life to Christ right now, just come to the altar. And at that time, I didn't know specifically what that meant. All I knew was that, this felt like something I needed to do. Like if I felt conviction in my spirit, so I went to the altar and gave my life to Christ. That's when I was 17, and everything was, going well. I was happy. But I reached a certain point. I think I was like around 19, 20, where I started like drifting away from all of that. I started going into, I would say, the wrong crowds, to be honest. And then my relationship with God literally was just dissipating throughout the years. And right now, I'm 27, but I then recently just got saved here at Life Changers Church at the age of 26. That was last year. And that was different for me because I felt like as I matured as a man, the decisions that I made in my past, I needed to basically like just let go. Because as you go through life, you'll realize that you make decisions, and sometimes those decisions just put a burden on you.
For sure.
But as you grow up and mature, you realize, especially through Christ, that He gave you that salvation for a reason. So just let that go. The past doesn't define your future. And so here I am today.
For sure. Hey, well, how do you feel like like how important do you feel like it is to mature in Christ? Like, cause you went through the different, like both sides of it, right? So you made your decisions outside of God, and from a young age leading up to maturity. So how do you feel like how important to you was it to grow in Christ?
Mm-hmm. That's a really good question. Like as you grow up as a child, I believe you're allowed to be a child.
Yeah.
But obviously, as a human being, we do grow up into adolescence and then adulthood.
Yeah.
And the same thing goes within Christianity. So at first, yeah, you would say you're a baby Christian, like you're new to this, understanding how these principles work and how they affect your life as an individual. But you have to reach a certain point in your Christian walk, in your Christian journey, where you say, I need more spiritual growth.
Yeah.
I need more. Like it's enough to say, yeah, I'm saved, but you actually have to like live by those principles. And that's not easy to do, right? Because everybody wants to feel comfortable.
Trust me.
But maturity is about like discipline, and that's what those principles teach you. So I say it's very important, it's very vital to mature as a Christian.
Nah, for sure. That I felt like me obviously growing up around the same time where you first got saved is like I'm learning that quick too. Obviously, like with everything going on in the world, it made me realize on discipline more, and it's helping me a lot now. But for sure, I feel like discipline is one of those things where it's just like you have to have. You know what I mean? Like a part of Christianity, like you have to have it, especially if you're just growing up as a human being. Like even outside of Christianity, like you have to have a sense of order in things, right? Mm-hmm. So I feel like it was one of the biggest things for me. I was like just relating to your perspective of things. Going from all of that, how a part of that process, what do you think was the best way to gain mentorship? Because I know that obviously as you are still a young man and you're continuing to change lives amongst the society, you have to grow into that role, right? It takes a little process, and coming here obviously helped you in that manner. But how important do you think it is for young individuals that are going to be Christian to gain or get mentorship?
Mm-hmm. I would say like it's enough to say that you're going to take this walk, but you cannot do it alone. So mentorship is very important.
Yeah.
And thankfully, like within LCC, like we have LCC men's group, we have Bishop and other members of the church who give mentorship to the young men in our church as well. And that mentorship basically, like whenever you're learning something, let's say, it's cool to see or hear somebody talk about the thing that you're learning, right? That's a teacher.
Yeah.
But it's different whenever you see the actual person doing the thing that you actually want to do.
Yeah.
Right? So there's living by something, and then there's saying that you're living by something.
Yeah.
That mentorship is you seeing that person actually doing the thing that you want to do, and you're basically just learning from them, modeling that action. And that's what we're striving for as Christians. We want to be like Christ. So if you have someone in your life who's living by those principles, I say it's very important to shadow that person and ask questions, because as humans sometimes we may think that we know everything and we can do it on our own, but we don't know skiddity squat diddly.
Nothing.
We don't know anything.
Don't know nothing. For sure.
Yeah. And that's the beautiful thing about life. You gotta be humble.
Yeah. Like one of those things that I just wanted to, go ahead and ask you, and just on a personal level, like how do you personally spread the love like Christ, like in your outside life and outside of the church? Because we all know that the church isn't the building, it's the people, right? So how do you personally spread that love like Christ?
Well, for me, I believe spreading love like Christ is basically serving, being of service, acts of service. That is how I spread love like Christ, to be honest. And being of service could mean like giving your time, giving your energy to a certain individual, and it goes to mentorship as well.
Yeah.
Like you're basically taking somebody under your wing and helping them, you know, and nurturing their growth and watering them. So being of service is definitely one of how to like spread love like Christ. Also just being able to speak to an individual without judgment.
That's a big one.
Yeah.
That's a big one. That's a big one.
Especially in the church.
Nah, go ahead.
Especially in the church, I was just gonna say.
Nah, for sure. Because even like at the end of the day, like obviously, like I said before, like the church is not the building, it's the people. So everyone has different characteristics, right? So we can all judge people regardless of it's, you know, being a part of Christianity or not. So it's very, very important to we discipline ourselves not to, you know, have judgmental characteristics. Obviously, the Bible tells us not to judge, you know, other people, and we can't assume that role, right? So
exactly.
I feel like you gave, you know, great points for individuals to see and grow up in. But other than that, like, what is your message to the people that are, you know, in the same field as artists, or, you know, doing things in dance or whatever the case is? What would you like to tell them?
For the youth, man, no matter what you want to do, to be honest, I say follow your heart's desire, and also be around certain people, or surround yourself with certain people that are going to help push you into that direction. I know, just giving example for myself, whenever I was younger, like whenever you're young, actually, there's like media, there's family, there's friends that always push certain like thoughts and ideas onto you, and they're literally just projecting, right? But then it kind of clouds what exactly you want for yourself, because you're growing up, you don't exactly know what you want yet because you're young, but your parents are telling you to go to school and just become, I don't know, a lawyer or some sort, right? But that's not necessarily something that you actually want for yourself. So for the youth, no matter what, I would say for the youth, no matter what you want to do, I say decide that. And when you decide that, just stay consistent and dedicated in that, and surround yourself with certain people that are gonna help you get there.
Yeah, no, for sure. Like, I know, like, obviously you're speaking to the youth, you know, it applies to me too. And you know, surrounding myself with individuals that, you know, have the same goal in Christianity definitely helps. And, you know, I feel like it's important coming from a person like you, because it's not like, you know, some youth have a problem listening to older individuals. They feel like they can't relate in different aspects. But you guys see, you have someone that's, you know, still young, and he's telling us the ropes and giving us the ropes and explaining what we should do, and explaining how we should act. You know what I mean? And it's very inspirational, you know, to see you and see your growth and see how open you are to the faith and expressing it to us, right? You truly are a life changer, for real. And I thank you for that. I thank you for coming here, talking to me, and allow me to, you know, pick your brain a little bit about everything. And I appreciate your time, for real. And, you know, I hope we can do it again sometime.
Oh, for sure, man. To be honest, like CJ, I just know that you're gonna be doing great things within this church right here. Whenever I see you, man, like, I'm happy because I know the future is heading in the right direction.
Thank you. Hey, man, my parents, you know how my parents get with the discipline. They on me.
I know. Bishop and Pastor C, they don't play no games.
No games. But once again, thank you for coming. Thank you for being here. And, you know, that's an introduction to you guys to Percy, and I hope you guys can, you know, if you guys come to the church, if you stay tuned to the church, you'll definitely be seeing more of him. And now that you know a little bit more about him, it's easy to connect and easy to see his effects on your life and, you know, what he does in our ministry. So thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you next time. Peace.